Good evening. It is Sunday, September 19th, 2010. Well, I've decided to move everything in here. I got sort of tired of my office in a basement. There was nothing behind me except a bathroom door. And I think it was just time for something new. And this is where this is in my basement. It's where I like to sit down and read or watch television or whatever I want to do, and I just like it down here. I got the colonial flag behind me. I've got my bookshelves right across from me. I've got my Gadsden flag above the fireplace right across from me. So it's a good setup in here. Anyway, I'd like to talk about the Tea Party because in the last few days it's been in the news quite a bit. You had Christine O'Donnell win the Republican nomination for Senate in Vermont, and you had Joe Miller recently defeat incumbent Lisa Murkowski in the Alaskan primary for Senate. And so what we're seeing all across the board are candidates defeating incumbents, defeating the establishment, Republicans, and in the Democratic parties we're seeing that too. We're seeing establishment Democrats being taken down, guys like Arlen Specter, and so on. So we're really seeing a rejection of the establishment, and that's exciting. Christine O'Donnell, as far as she's concerned, I don't know a whole lot about her, but I know that the media has been wildly attacking her in the last few days. Karl Rove attacked her because she hadn't yet paid off her college loans, or excuse me, she had, but it took a long time. Other people, they're raising all these questions. Usually, what the American people are finding out is that when the corporate media attacks a candidate, that's usually the thumbs up. You know, that's the green light. That's the indicator to you and I that this might be a candidate worth considering. Of course, that's not the only thing we should take into consideration, but for many Americans right now, that's become a key indicator. Is the media bashing this person? If so, I'm going to vote for that person. So, you know, let the corporate media continue to attack Rand Paul and Christine O'Donnell and Joe Miller and some of these guys, and you know, I think it'll backfire on them. The one thing I'm concerned about the Tea Party, though, is or certain people within the Republican Party, like the Karl Roves, etc., trying to co-opt the Tea Party movement. People who aren't true lovers of liberty using the Tea Party movement to their advantage to either gain office or gain political support. And we have to be very careful about that, because the Tea Party is very popular right now. It has a lot of sympathy, including among independent voters. So we have to be on guard against phony Tea Party members or politicians who are claiming to represent the Tea Party who don't. For example, in Connecticut, in the Senate race there, you had a solid libertarian, Ron Paul-esque guy, Peter Schiff, who was running for Senate. And boy, he was a strong candidate. It was building up a lot of momentum, but then Lisa McMahon steps in, claims to be part of the Tea Party, and wins the election. And what's the problem with Linda McMahon? Linda McMahon wasn't talking about the Federal Reserve. Linda McMahon wasn't talking about eliminating federal departments we don't need, about drastically cutting spending. Linda McMahon is a multi-millionaire. Do we really need more millionaires in Washington, or do we need more everyday people? You know, people who have held private sector jobs before. Now, Linda McMahon, granted, you know, the wrestling federation she was part of, that is private sector. But still, I'm tired of, you know, I'm tired of the fact that you need millions of dollars to win office. What we need are true patriots, true lovers of liberty, who run for office no matter how much money they have, and we need the American people to vote them in. Fortunately, that can be very tough. Sad fact is you do need millions of dollars a lot of races to win, but it looks like that's starting to change. The American people are rejecting the establishment. Another guy I want to look. We gotta watch out for so many people. I saw Mike Huckabee on Fox News the other day. He was being interviewed by Neil Cavuto. Neil Cavuto says, you know, Mike, you were one of the original Tea Partiers. When you were running for president, you were an outsider, and the establishment hated you, and all. Man, Mike Huckabee, Mike Huckabee was not anti-establishment. But see, what's happening now is all these candidates are trying to pose as anti-establishment. Back in 2008, Mike Huckabee was on stage laughing at Ron Paul, just like the rest of them were, right along with Fred Thompson and Mitt Romney. Every time Ron Paul made a statement about the Fed or the state of our dollar, or about the wars overseas, or about all the excessive federal spending, or about the violations of civil liberties, or about the flaws of the Bush administration, Mike Huckabee was right up there making fun of Ron Paul, laughing him off. And now he's trying to pose as the maverick. Look at what John McCain did. He tried to pose as a maverick, but of course he was up there laughing at Ron Paul as well. And you know, the media's ignored this, but the Tea Party was the original Tea Party in 2007 was the Ron Paul movement. I want y'all to visit a website right now. It's still up, actually. If you go on your browser, type in teaparty07.com, and you'll see it. It's right there. It's the original Tea Party. I'm reading off the screen right now. It says Tea Party 07, December 16th, 2007. It says, quote, "The Boston Tea Party helped ignite the American Revolution 234 years ago. On Sunday, December 16th, 2007, and that was the day they were going to have the Ron Paul money bombing. They called it the Tea Party. Ron Paul raised over $6 million, the largest one-day political donation ever, not just in American politics, any politics, the largest political donation in one day ever. 58,000 Americans donated an average of $100 to protest. Here's what the original Tea Party was about. To protest the, quote, oppressive and unconstitutional inflation tax, which has enabled a flawed foreign policy, a costly war, and the sacrificing of our liberties here at home. The Tea Party started out as a protest against all the money printing, against all the wars overseas, against the assaults on civil liberties, and it's been co-opted a bit, and that's fine. You know, no, it's not fine. But I mean, I understand, you know, we can't have everyone in the Tea Party agree exactly on those things. But the Tea Partiers should be mindful of the roots and should explore some of these ideas, because this was the Tea Party. I hear on the media, especially MSNBC and Fox News, all the time, the Tea Party began in 2009. That's a lie. It didn't. It began earlier than that, during the Bush administration, by small government types who were unhappy with the excesses of the Bush regime. And so just remember that when you think about the Tea Party. And again, be mindful of candidates who claim to be part of the Tea Party. Ask yourself a few things. Are they multimillionaires? Just because they're multimillionaires, that doesn't rule them out. But, you know, are they average people like you and I, or are they susceptible to corruption? Are they powerful people who might want more power in office? And then ask yourself this: does this individual have a career in government? Because I am of the opinion that we need to elect officials who haven't had careers in government. We need officials who have been in the private sector, who have worked real jobs. You know, going back to Ron Paul. Ron Paul was a doctor. He delivered over 4,000 babies. He wasn't, you know, in the Texas state legislature for 10, 20 years before he became congressman. He ran for Congress because he really wanted to. It wasn't his career. That's the problem with so many of these politicians today. Politics is their career. We need politicians who really want to be there because they love our country, because they love liberty, and they want to protect that. Anyway, that's all I have to say. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.